Hi, it's Alicia from the Pretty Brown Eyed Reader. Today I'm coming with a tag video. It is a tag created by KaytheReader and it's the Booktube before and after tag. And it's a reflection tag that consists of questions that Kay did as she was reflecting on her Booktube journey. And I really like the questions, so I thought I would give it a try. And so here it goes. The first question is, what were your favorite genres before Booktube and what are they now? So before starting Booktube, my favorite genres were contemporary African American authors, fiction mostly, and also Christian fiction. Those were what I was really into before starting Booktube. Well, after Booktube, still very heavily African American authors, but it's more of literary fiction now. So on to the next question. Who were your favorite authors before Booktube and who are they now? So with being very much into the contemporary fiction, J.D. Mason, Mary Monroe, Victor McLaughlin, I think is how you pronounce his name, and Victoria Christopher Murray were my go-to authors. I had to read everything they put out, and I don't see a lot of people on Booktube talking about those authors very much. And so now, after being on Booktube for a while, some of my favorite writers are Bernice L. McFadden, of course. Ashley Antoinette is someone who I've gotten into over the past year. And then Kevin Kwan, I made videos about really loving Kevin Kwan. And I remember seeing, I think it was Rincy Reeves, doing a review of his book, Crazy Rich Asians. And I was like, that sounds really fun. And after that, I was hooked on Kevin Kwan. So the next question is, do you read more now or did you read more before Booktube? Actually, I think I read more now. Before I started Booktube, I had kind of slacked off on my reading, and then once my sister introduced me to it, she's very much into the beauty gurus, and she's like, hey, do you know people make videos about books and you really like reading when you're into it? And so I started watching different Booktubers, and so it actually helped me get my love for reading back in. Yeah. So I actually read more now than I was before starting Booktube. The fourth question, in what other ways have you changed as a reader since joining Booktube? I think I would think that I read books more intelligently now. I'm looking for quality books that have something legit to say. It's just not something to pass the time away. Next question. Did you post videos before becoming a Booktuber? No. Didn't even know anything about Booktube, and I don't even think I watched that much YouTube. No more than my sister said, hey, look at this beauty video with me. Maybe a few church services or something, but nothing to the extent of what I do now. Next question. What hobbies outside of reading have you picked up from watching other Booktubers? I would think journaling is probably one of the hobbies. I hadn't done it in a long time, so once Peter from Comfy Cozy Up started the hashtag A Journal Mood last year in November, I have been more active in journaling, and especially art journaling. I have been sketching, seeing Denise with her artistic self. Denise from Denise V. Cooper. I think her channel name is Afrolit now. Anyway, I'll look at it in a thing. But her seeing how she expresses herself through art, and so I've started sketching. And then another thing is tea. So many Booktubers are sipping tea while they're talking about books and talking about the different tea blends, and so I'm always intrigued by that. So I've started more buying custom blend teas and just really into steeping my own tea and seeing what's out there. So the next question is, do you read with intent to glean, learn something from what you read, or more for entertainment purposes? I read to get something out of everything that I read. If it's a fiction book that, you know, that's not written as something to teach you about this an event or anything, I still feel like you should be able to get a meaning, a purpose out of the story. And if nothing else, at least 1 or 2 good quotes that you can write down and well, that I can write down and put in my journaling, because you know, that seems like a waste of time not to get any insight out of something you read. Next question. Did you buy more books before joining Booktube, or do you buy more now? Well, my book buying really hasn't changed. What changed my book buying was getting laid off in 2010. And prior to 2010, everything Black Expressions pretty much had in that catalog every month, I was getting something. And I would have boxes upon boxes just showing up at the door because they catered to African American authors and readers. So it was like I was getting everything. I could just order in so much. And then after I got laid off and had to move back to the home house, I had to make like 3 or 4 trips to the library just with donations of books. And after that, I had to make the decision, this is something I cannot continue without having a full-time, don't have a full-time job anymore. So I don't buy books like I used to. And so I became more of a library person at that time. And so that hasn't changed, even though I've gone back to work full-time. And, well, time and a half now, because I actually have 2 jobs. And so I never started that back. When I started using the Kindle, I only buy stuff that is $1.99, $2.99, at the most $4.99. So I haven't spent that kind of money yet. I don't know when I bought, I'm trying to remember the last book that I bought that was full price, that wasn't in like a subscription box. Can't even remember what it was now. It's been so long. It might have been the last Kevin Kwan book. I don't know. I don't generally buy like that. So I don't think Booktube has changed it. If anything, it's made me go to the library more and get more mad when people hog the books. Oh, moving on to the last question. What are some of your own favorite Booktube videos? Well, here we go, talking about Kevin Kwan again. I would think the reading diary that I did for Rich People's Problem, which was the 3rd book in the Crazy Rich Asians series, that was a fun video because I got to see, because I started filming from the day that I got the package to the day that I finished reading it. And so I was filming all during the day and just talking about what I was I liked about that. And it's fun to go back and look at it, because I'm like, oh, I was doing that, I did that. Oh, that's how I was thinking at that point in the book. So I really enjoyed that. And I actually got the idea from watching Freeform Lady, when she's always doing it. So I enjoyed that, and I have continued to make those type of videos because that's how I pretty much do all of my monthly wrap-ups. But not so much right now, since I'm at home. I can kind of just spend the time. Well, not really, because I'm still working in between trying to film my clips. So that's how I do my monthly videos, very much similar to the reading diary. And another favorite video is the discussion video that I did with my sister for Derek Jackson's book. I don't even remember the name of it, but that was fun to have someone who is not an avid reader like I am to discuss a book. And then with him being an independent author, sometimes, you know, independent authors, well, not sometimes, but a lot of independent authors do not get the recognition or people on Booktube talking about them. So that was a good video, I think. And of course, the poetry videos, even though initially when I put them up, they don't have a lot of viewership, but over the course of a year, they tend to pick up. I can tell when a a class maybe during their poetry units, because that's when the views tend to go up. And some teacher must be recommending, hey, take a look or go on YouTube and find these videos. And I even have had some students and some teachers say, I appreciate you doing these videos. It helps my students. So even though they don't get a lot of views, like I said at the beginning of posting them, they do over time get interaction and views. So that's something that I enjoy doing, because not many people on Booktube are talking about poetry books. So these were my reflections. I hope other people will do this tag. It's a great tag to think about your journey on Booktube. And thank you, Kay, for coming up with these questions. I look forward to seeing what other people will post in their responses. Have a great day.